in one corner, we have the last son of Krypton, son of Jor-El, Kal-El himself, the Man of Steel, or we better know him as Superman, versus what many call the Ultimate, the Destroyer, or better yet, the indestructible Doomsday. Welcome to T's Multiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and yeah, I had to set this one up like a boxing match, man, because that's just what it is. It's Superman versus Doomsday. It is on, folks, and I tell you, man, when I first saw this revealed and I saw Doomsday, I was like, okay, okay, so we're getting Doomsday, and we're just getting so many other figures that just has me just reeling all over the place. Really excited about this Doomsday. It's always cool to get a Superman figure, but there's always little hiccups to the Supermans that we've been getting of late. But yeah, really excited about this 2-pack, folks. I mean, McFarlane is really starting to heat up, y'all. I mean, I saw the images for Hawkman and Black Lightning and Sinestro, and I tell you, man, this year is just rounding out to be, honestly, one of the best years for action figures, I feel. I mean, everything has just been on fire, folks. I mean, from every brand. But we got Superman versus Doomsday, folks. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, man, I tell you, it was like nothing else. Because this story arc with the death of Superman, where Superman had to face down Doomsday, saved Metropolis with I call it the E-list Justice League team that he had fighting with him. Because that was not the A-list Justice League team, folks. But, it was just like nothing else back in the day, in the 90s. It was like, I think this was like 92, 93. And as a kid, man, I mean, my mind was just blown by this comic series with Superman being killed off. And it was just like every issue, the anticipation, the stakes were built one upon the other. Each issue, you could feel the gravitas of every issue, every blow, every scene that was drawn, every line that was written. It was just something, folks. And like I said, saving my money up to go to the comic shops as a kid and getting each issue was just something I'll never forget. And it was big news. The death of Superman, it had never been done. And you're killing off really the hero of all heroes. He saved the day in the end. There was a bit of a catch to the whole death of Superman, as you may or may not know. Things kind of worked out for Kal-El in the end, but it was something, folks, to see him give his life for Metropolis, for the world, because Doomsday, he couldn't be stopped. He's seemingly indestructible. And to see Superman take him on and to take the blows and the injuries from Doomsday, it was something as a kid for me to see. And it was so big that the news reported this, so you turn on the TV and they were talking about the death of Superman comic. And that's how big it was, and again, back in the day, this is around the time when I really got into playing basketball, and, I would go out to the gyms and to the basketball courts, and people out there talking about the death of Superman who didn't even read comics. That's just how big it was. So people who didn't even read comics in the gyms and at the basketball courts were talking about the death of Superman. Seeing dudes go, you heard Superman got killed, you see he really died. It's like, what? y'all know about that? It was crazy. So that's just how big this story was back in the day. It just hits the nostalgia for me, in terms of getting those comics back in the day. But I'm gonna stop babbling. But as you can see, we have Superman versus Doomsday through our display window here. And here, of course, we have 85 years of Superman, because we're celebrating 85 years of Superman. We have Superman versus Doomsday, DC Multiverse. And then here on the side, Superman Doomsday. On the back, we are treated to an image, one of the most iconic images from the comics, from comics history, with the death of Superman. Is cape tethered and torn on the stick. Here we have an image of Doomsday, pretty much giving Superman the business, man. I tell you, he didn't fare very well. So we got Doomsday and Superman. All right, before we take a look at Superman and Doomsday, just want to share this with you all, because this was our Superman and Doomsday for the longest. So, I mean, we were given this from McFarlane Toys maybe, 2 years ago, when they released that Dark Knight's Death Metal wave. And this is actually This is called a Devastator, and this is Batman transformed into Doomsday in another universe. So we had him and Superman and this diorama piece together in a set. And this Superman still this Superman still holds up for me, folks. I still like this Superman. It's really cool. I don't know why they're not utilizing this body mode. We'll get more into all that later. But yeah, this was our Superman versus Doomsday for a while now. So now we officially have Superman versus Doomsday. I'm saying that a lot already. But yeah, we got Superman versus Doomsday, folks. I'm going to stop babbling. We're going to get these guys out the package, and we're going to take a close look, all right? Let's get to it. All right, I got the two heavyweights out of the packaging. And before I get into what they all come with or what little they come with, they don't come with a lot, folks. I wanted to touch upon this backdrop here that the figures are packaged within. Now, I'm hoping McFarlane does a better job of maybe not placing the collector's cards inside or these the backdrops, because I don't, you try to not damage the backdrop because I want to use this. This looks awesome, man, but you wind up damaging it, when taking the display stands and the cards out, you wind up damaging it. And I did my best to preserve it, but I think they need to find a better way of packaging the collector's cards and the display stands when you have these backdrops, because these backdrops look awesome, man, and they really work well with the figures. So my hope is that they do a better job of packaging the display stands and the collector's cards without having to attach them to the back here, because again, as you can see, man, this Superman looks good with this backdrop here. So hopefully that'll be something that McFarlane will get better at. So I just wanted to touch on that because I like this right here. All right, so we have Doomsday and we got Superman, and they both come with the DC Multiverse display stands. We have no flight stand for Superman. I do not understand why Superman does not come with a flight stand. That is just like the head scratcher of McFarlane Toys. I'm not sure what that is. And so we got the display stands, and we have also the collector's card for Superman here, and then we see that iconic image with the tethered cape and the stick, which is something that we're not getting with this set, which is yet another head scratcher. So it's a lot of head scratchers for this 2-pack, folks. I mean, I'm really, excited to really dive into this 2-pack, but there's some things that really kind of, I don't know. And then we also have the Doomsday collector's card here, and it's pretty much the same image that we got on the packaging with him versus Superman, and Superman really not faring well. Superman and Doomsday's collector's cards and their data files. All right, and Superman comes with 2 swappable hands. So we have these 2 flight hands here for Superman. So we have these flight hands for him to rush into action as he's getting ready to take on Doomsday. So this is pretty cool as well. All right, so we have Superman versus Doomsday. And let's take a look at Kal-El first. Let's take a look at Superman, and then we're going to take a look at Doomsday last. All right, so I'm going to move Doomsday out of the way. And, okay, so this is the thing with me. I'm mixed on the Superman because I love these colors. I'm all about the classic superheroes and their designs and everything. And this really tugs at my heartstrings. Now, this is yet another head scratcher. Where is the yellow S? Where is it? So this is something that just really baffles me. Now, I have a theory about this, folks. I have a theory about the missing pieces that I feel are not placed with this 2-pack, and why this S is not on the back. This vibrant blue, the yellows, the reds, this is a really good looking Superman, even with this infected body mode. Now, I've made past videos when I've said, man, McFarlane has to let go of this body mode. I mean, it's time to let it go. I feel like it works for this 2-pack, though. It works. It really works. Now, but I'm ready for him to let it go. It's time to let this infected body mode go. I mean, it's time. But if I just put that aside, and I take this at face value, if I take this Superman as is, I really like it. I like the fact that we get this damaged, battle, scarred Superman. He has the little scrapes on his costume, little slashes across the chest here. We have some damage here. Here I notice the boots, there's a darker tone of red paint that's utilized for the boots area. So I don't know if that's like maybe like dirt or whatever, because he's been fighting Doomsday for I don't know how long. So I don't know what that is. But I like this. And look at the face sculpt, folks. I mean, it's a angry, determined Superman. And really jumped out at me what this Superman is. Not only the sculpt, the detail of his hair, and I love this S curl. Man, Superman is not Superman without the S curl. I don't care what nobody say. You gotta have that S curl. But I love the paint that's utilized within his hair. I think it's kind of like a blue paint that's utilized to lift the areas of the hair and everything. It kind of adds that maybe that cartoon comic book element. But there's some sort of a paint that's utilized within the detail and the designs of his hair, and I really like that. They did this with the Jason Todd for the Amazon exclusive, and I really like when they do that. It really adds to the figure. So I like the paint that's utilized for the hair. I love the face sculpt, very angry, determined. He has some blood here around the mouth area. I love how they handle the eyes and everything. And then he has kind of like this grasping, gripping hand. This is the same hand that we've gotten with Bizarro and everything. And then this is another kind of like a semi kind of outstretched hand here. So we have that. And Tattered Torn Cape was handled very well. McFarlane they always knock it out of the park with that. But yeah, this is the Superman we've seen before. Not going to do articulation because I've done it already in past previous videos. This is pretty much the same Superman. This is the oh, okay, good. He's standing. He stands very well. All right, so this is the Hush angry Superman here. This is the one that was taken over by Poison Ivy. So it's pretty much the same figure, folks. And again, same paint deco, the seams, and same color scheme and everything. Just not this one is just more battle damaged. This one here has the S on the back though. So I don't know why we're not getting the S on the back. That's really weird. I have a theory about that, folks. I'm going to talk about that later. I have a theory about that. But yeah, this is pretty much the same figure that I reviewed some time ago. I'll definitely leave a link in the description below. But yeah, I'm not going to do the articulation for this guy. I mean, we already know he has double jointed knees, elbows, and all that good stuff. But this Superman looks really cool, folks. I look forward to putting him on my shelf. You know, even though we're getting him for the 19,000th time, I really like this Superman. I think it's going to really work well, not only with Doomsday in action sequences, but he's going to work well with anybody, with General Zod. He's going to work well with Lex Luthor, Mongol, Darkseid. I mean, anybody that he's going to battle against. I mean, he's going to look good, man. So I like this. This looks good. And then we got Superman. Going to kind of put him in a bit of a flight pose like that, because we don't have actually I have a flight stand, so let's put him on a flight stand. Let's end it here with him on a flight stand. So I got a flight stand here. It's gonna take him way longer than they do. There we go. All right, now that looks awesome. I love it, folks. He has the classic blues, the reds, the yellows, and it's just awesome. So the more classic characters that we get, the better. All right, now we're gonna take a look at the infamous Doomsday. Now this is what I've been looking forward to looking at and everything. Very impressed with that Superman though. Even though I've gotten him like 900 times already, I'm impressed with Superman. But yeah, we got Doomsday, folks, and you know, he uses elements from the, if I can find them, I had them. Okay, he's using elements from the Devastator. You know, I can see that there's elements from the Devastator that is there, I think, in the arm areas and everything. So he's using elements, which is cool. It's all right. It's all good. But, you know, still a totally different character. As you can see, he dwarfs the Devastator. It's like, it's just no, oh my god. Look at that. Look, whoo, jeez. He dwarfs the Devastator. So yeah, Devastator is devastated by Doomsday. But yeah, we got Doomsday here. And he looks fantastic, folks. I mean, I just guy looks awesome. I mean, it looks like Doomsday. Looks like Doomsday. I mean, this was a must for me, even though I had to get Superman for like the 50th time, and I'm going to probably get Superman again. They have that other Hush Superman that's been released. It's coming from Big Bad Toy Store, so that's another Superman that's coming. But I tell you, man, we get Supermans all over the place. But yeah, Doomsday, the scope, the detail throughout. looks incredible, folks. I mean, the spikes, the bones, everything, the texture here in the back area. This looks fantastic, man. This looks so good. I mean, McFarlane, when they really want to nail in and go into detail, they really knock things out of the park here. And again, you see the spikes, the bone spikes here in the fist area, the forearm, here in the face sculpt. This just a horrifying face of death and everything. Looks good. I love the darkness that's around their eyes. It really adds to this character, this devastating, Doomsday character here. It really sets him up very well. So I like the dark paint that's utilized, how they handle the cheek areas here. I'm always looking at how they handle the cheek areas around the face. It really sets a lot of things up, the eyes and the cheeks and everything. And you see there's the bones, spike bones and everything here around the brow area, here in the chin. I mean, he's all just spiked up, man. I tell you, so he looks great, folks, here in the chest area. And his mouth articulates. So he does have articulated mouth. So this is really cool too. So our mouth articulates. Man, this guy looks horrible in a good way. And then he has the ponytail. He's rocking the ponytail, y'all. So I like the ponytail. I like that. I like the little ponytail he's rocking. So that's pretty cool. You might have to go to the hair salon or somewhere to get it cut down or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, this looks good. He has the biking shorts. So you know he's from the 90s. Because in the 90s, that's when everybody's wearing the biking shorts and everything. So this is what it was. He has the green biking shorts and everything. So they have that, the boots, the green boots. So we have that and everything. In terms of articulation, this guy, I mean, he fell apart. So you don't want to do that. But yeah, it's just, he does have, apparently he has butterfly joints. And this should snap back in. Yeah, so he snapped back in. But be careful. He is a little tight. I might have to put him in some water or whatever, but he can only go up so much. I mean, you look at the scope, the detail of the spikes and everything. He can only go up so much with the arms. This guy, you're not looking for him to be the most articulated. He has this forearm swivel here, which is pretty cool. I'm not getting a lot from him articulation-wise in the arm. Really tight, y'all. So just be careful with him. You might have to warm him up, but this goes like this here. I think these are like single jointed elbows. He does have some nice articulation here in the upper torso. This is very loose, by the way. I mean, very loose. So this is loosey-goosey here. So he can go around with the waist and everything. That's no problem. And he has some nice articulation. This figure is very loose, folks, I gotta say, but he has surprisingly some nice articulation doing the splits. So you do the splits. And then, so he has the swivel here. He can only go back so far, folks. I mean, this guy, again, this is Devastator. So he's not Spider-Man or Batman or anything like that. He's going to be like this in an action pose, and he's going to look like he's getting ready to cause destruction. So this is what you get him for. You get him for this. You don't get him for articulation. So overall, this guy looks fantastic. I love him, man. I'm happy to have an official Doomsday as a part of my collection to battle Superman. I love the articulated mouth. That looks great as well. I love the biking shorts that he has. This is cool, man. I mean, I like this. Yeah, but we're really starting to get a lot of classic, vibrant DC Multiverse figures that really has me excited. At Nightfall Batman, we had that classic Dick Grayson Robin. We got Black Lightning coming, Sinestro. I mean, we got Blue Beetle, that classic Ted Kord. They reissued him out. We got the Jake Garrett Flash. I mean, we're getting a lot of great things, folks. And to have something like this up on my shelf, it's something. Now, I want to touch on what's missing from this set. I love Doomsday. I really like this Superman still. It works. This body mode works for this Superman. But where is the diorama? This is like one of the first 2 packs that we haven't received a diorama piece. So that's a bit of a head scratcher. This whole episode is full of head scratchers, folks. I mean, we need Columbo and Matlock and Angela Lansbury for Murder, She Wrote. We need all the best detectives on this case, man, and even Batman, because it doesn't make any sense why. Well, I tell you why we're not getting that, I feel. So we didn't get a diorama for this. Of all the 2 packs that we've gotten, we get a diorama. But for this one, we didn't get a diorama piece. So I don't know why he just didn't even give us the same thing we got before. He could have gave us the same thing, but he didn't give us that, which is a bit weird. He could have gave us this right here again, but he didn't give it. And then where is this? Because you would think that this would come with this set here, but it doesn't. He could have gave us this, and he could have gave us a little stick to place here for his tattered cape. But what I feel is going to happen, folks, and I've foreseen a lot of things. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've looked into the future many times on this channel, and I've been right. I've been right about the Batmans that I told you was coming, and I've been right about even with the Superman. That when we got that angry Superman, I knew we was going to get a non-angry Superman. But what McFarlane, I feel, is going to, what Todd is going to do, I feel, he's purposely leaving out the diorama and the S on the back and the stick with the tattered cape, because I feel like we're going to get this set again. I feel like we're going to get this set in some sort of an exclusive. Maybe it's Doomsday by himself. Who knows? But I feel like he left out the diorama. He left out the S, the yellow S on the back of his chest, and the stick on purpose. I might be wrong, but again, I've been right before. Anytime Todd McFarlane leaves something out of a single release or a 2-pack, that means he's going to re-release it again. Same thing with the Titans Dick Grayson that didn't have the Scrimmer sticks. He's going to release them again with the Scrimmer sticks, in a 2-pack or something. But I feel like we're going to get this guy again, folks. So don't be surprised if we get this Doomsday maybe in a different maybe different color biking short pants or maybe something. Don't be surprised, folks. Because I feel it's coming. All right, I got one more thing that I want to touch upon in regards to the articulation for this Doomsday figure. So he does have decent but limited articulation here in the knee area. Of course, like I mentioned before, he does have that swivel here, but he does not have toe articulation, which is really interesting. So this is a first for me. I've never seen a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure without toe articulation. So, or I don't recall seeing it. So he does not have toe articulation, which is really interesting, folks. But I just wanted to point that out as well with his articulation overall. All right, let's get on to the next. And here for an official comparison from McFarlane Toys, alongside our Superman and Doomsday, we have the original Superman and Doomsday that we received maybe, like 2 years ago. But this was the Superman and Devastator 2-pack that we had, and we were rolling with that for some time. Now we officially have the Superman versus Doomsday, but I can still use this Superman, and I can still use this Devastator in my McFarlane Toys collection. And here for comparison, alongside our Superman and Doomsday, also from McFarlane Toys, are some of the characters who fought alongside Superman in that Death of Superman story arc. We have my main man Blue Beetle, as well as Booster Gold. I do have a Green Lantern here. It's not Guy Gardner, it's Kyle Reiner. Both Booster Gold and Blue Beetle fought alongside Superman during that whole Doomsday thing, and they did not fare well, y'all. They tried, but man still had to step in. And I got more DC Multiverse action coming your way from the world of Superman, starting with the Solar Suit Superman from the DC Rebirth. Now, you best believe that we're going to see this guy again, folks. He's going to have the mullet, and he's also going to have the little silver rings around the wrist as well. I don't think McFarlane is done with the whole Death of Superman or Superman versus Doomsday story arc. We'll see, but stay tuned for that. And then up next, we have the infamous Lex Luthor, or the side-eye Lex Luthor with the green power suit. I'm really hoping that we get a Lex Luthor in a business suit. That'll be cool to get a business suit Lex Luthor with a suit and tie and everything. That'll be cool. So we'll see. Who knows? And then last but not least, we have yet another huge Superman villain in Kneel Before Zod. I had to do that, y'all. I couldn't resist it. All right, General Zod. All right, let's get on to the next. And here alongside our Superman and Doomsday, also from McFarlane Toys, I have the Mega Figures in Kilowog, as well as the Zack Snyder's Justice League Darkseid. And last but not least, I have the main man, Lobo. All right, let's get on to the next. All right, folks, I had to do this comparison. I had to do this one-to-one comparison right here, folks, because I think that these are two of the most unstoppable forces in comics. It has to be two of the strongest, most devastating characters in comics. Alongside our McFarlane Toys Doomsday, I have the Marvel Legends 20 Years of Toy Biz Incredible Hulk. Now, what I want to know, folks, is who would you have as the winner in a one-on-one fight with the Incredible Hulk and Doomsday? Let me know in the comments, folks. I mean, it'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. But I got to put my money on the Incredible Hulk. I love Incredible Hulk. I got to put my money on him. I think he'll take out Doomsday, but it would be a good one because Doomsday gave Superman all he can handle. I understand if you say it's Doomsday, and I understand if people say it's Incredible Hulk. But let me know in the comments, folks. All right, folks, that's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed this review here. You know, I got to say, I really like this 2-pack. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it really has an impact on my whole DC Multiverse shelf that I'm putting together. And I'm redoing my DC Multiverse shelf because there's so many things that's coming out. But I really like the overall aesthetic of having these two together on my shelf, and I really like how it looks. So I really like what they did with this 2-pack. And aesthetically, these two add so much to my overall collection. And to see an official Doomsday versus Superman going one-on-one, man, in the midst of all of my other figures, it's just awesome for me to see as a fan. But all in all, I really enjoyed this set. I'm happy that I have it. And again, man, it really looks great when you get it in hand, folks. So I definitely recommend this 2-pack, but I do understand why people feel like I don't want to buy another Superman if I have some of the other ones. But man, this Superman really looks awesome when you get him in hand, folks. So thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this Superman versus Doomsday 2-pack? Are you all in? Are you on the fence? Or do you just not even care, folks? Are you like, I don't even care. I don't care about no Superman Doomsday. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to ring that bell for all notifications so that you get each and every one of my content pieces as it drops. And folks, don't forget to what? Yep, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, folks. Hit that subscription button. If you've done those things, I truly appreciate it. And again, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, be good to one another. Be safe. Stay tuned. And let's all hope that our Man of Steel will wake up and take down Doomsday, because this is a job for Superman. And until next time, folks, bye for now.